Here in the shadowed alleys of Bukhara, ancient history escapes the dusty textbooks to stare you down right in the streets. Step out into this plaza, and you immediately find yourself pinned between two massive, towering monuments. Architects called this specific layout a kosh, a Persian term for paired, though the alignment here suggests a cold, calculated standoff. In 1652, a new ruler decided to construct his legacy. Instead of picking an empty plot, he ordered his builders to drop it directly across from the city's most revered 15th century masterpiece. He forced every person walking through the square to compare his power to the past. Standing dead center on these stones, you are caught in the crossfire of a political and architectural war spanning 2 centuries. Turn to your left, and you face the Ulugh Madrasa, finished in 1417. Its creator, Ulugh, inherited an empire, but lived as a mathematician and a brilliant astronomer. His mind demanded supreme order. You see it in the strict, restricted color palette. The deep, cool blues and crisp whites project an atmosphere of absolute academic calm. Look at the tile work. He used precise equations to map endless, interlocking star patterns, reflecting his study of the cosmos. Right over the main entrance, an inscription spells out his philosophy. The pursuit of knowledge is a strict duty for every Muslim. This building operates as a 15th century public manifesto. It asserts in brick and glaze that logical thought and rigorous education are the highest virtues a society can hold. Now, turn to your right. 2 centuries later, Abdulaziz Khan answered with this. This massive, top-heavy structure was engineered for intimidation. Its primary function was to visually dominate the scholarly building opposite it. To achieve that, the builders threw out the old rulebook. They injected loud, saturated yellows and warm, aggressive tones designed to forcefully grab your eye. Notice those cavernous, dripping arches overhead. This is muqarnas, or stalactite vaulting. By carving these complex 3D honeycomb shapes deep into the ceiling, the architect weaponized the harsh afternoon sun. The shadows shift and plunge, creating an illusion of intense depth and heavy, looming power. Then he pushed the boundaries even further. Traditional Islamic architecture relies on strict geometry, but here the mosaics feature living, mythical creatures, like the Persian simorgh bird. It is a loud, flashy, cross-cultural display of wealth. Abdulaziz Khan treated architecture as a psychological weapon. He used pure sensory overload to make the quiet rationality across the street feel obsolete. View the entire facade at once, and the symmetry of the design begins to fracture. This image highlights the divide. Look closely at the left side. The dizzying, expensive tile work suddenly stops. Half the building is entirely bare. Those missing tiles didn't fall off. They weren't looted, and they didn't weather away. They were never installed in the first place. Before the building could be finished, a political crisis hit Bukhara. The regime suddenly collapsed, the royal treasury slammed shut, and the artisans dropped their tools and walked away mid-brick. That failure left us an architectural dissection, permanently exposing the raw, rough structural layers resting beneath the 17th century imperial hubris. And that brings us right back to the empty space between them. The ultimate masterpiece is the tension of the plaza itself. This empty street preserves the standoff between the scholar's quest for truth and the ruler's grasp for power, visibly frozen in a draw.